Does this sound like you? You bend forwards and you get that sharp pain in the back and it's agony, or you get that ache that builds up in the back as the day progresses on. Well, there are things you can do to fix this problem. And actually, there are so many lower back pain exercises that I don't want to just throw everything at you. What I want to do is give you very specific exercises that work together to hit every single nail on the head and leave no stone unturned to freeing up the restriction that you get in your lower back. The idea here is these 3 exercises are going to work on number 1, the transverse plane, which is rotation. Number 2, the sagittal plane, which is flexion and extension. And number 3, the frontal plane, which is side bending. Those are the 3 planes that your back works in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you 1 exercise in each of those planes to make sure that you get the biggest bang for your buck with the exercises that you're going to be doing, to make sure your back pain goes, you start feeling better, moving better, you get less degeneration through your spine, and your function skyrockets. Number 1 exercise we're going to do is frontal plane, forwards and backwards. It's a super simple exercise, but it's called the cat stretch. You go onto your hands and knees, and I want you to push your back up into the air as high as you can, and then come all the way down to there. And then same thing, you're going to go high as you can and then all the way down. Now we're going to lead on to another sagittal plane stretch. So once you've done 20 of those, I then want you to do a quick cobra stretch. So you've done your 20, you then go down to here and then just push yourself up and pause in this position. 5-10 seconds, that's all you need there. So that is working your spine in a sagittal plane, which is flexion extension. We're now going to work on the transverse plane, which is the rotation. So I want you to lie on your back, and then you're going to grab one knee, and you're not going to pull up because that's a very classic stretch for the hip, but what we're going to do is you're going to pull across the body. Now I want you to make sure when you do this that your shoulders are flat to the floor, and then put across, and you'll feel a great rotation through here. You might even get a little click as the joints free themselves up. That's fine, but we're not going for a click, we're going for a rotational stretch. You pause this one for 30 seconds in this position, just relaxing. As you breathe out, let your hips drop, let your shoulders drop. And then you're going to do 30 seconds the other way. So in this position, holding to there. Again, I felt a little click in my back as it frees itself, but again, that's not necessarily the goal. And just hold in that position 30 seconds. So you can see how we're hitting every single plane that we can. We've done sagittal, we've done the rotation, the transverse. Now we're going to do the frontal plane. Now this one is more difficult to achieve, but there's a great way we can do it. I want you to find a sofa or a bed. I'm going to use this, and then you're going to lie on it in a very specific way. So you're going to go onto the bed like this with your back leg dropping off the back. So it's going to look like this here, and you just let your hips drop there. And if you bring this arm up, you'll rotate, you're side bending your spine. This leg drops down, and that creates a curve in the back like this, which is great because you can just hold that there. Now what this is doing, it's stretching out your spine, but also that quadratus lumborum muscle in there, which is a classic area to get tight and cause back pain. So you pause there for 30 seconds. And again, you guessed it, 30 seconds the other side. So as you can see, that one's frontal plane. Now the last thing we need to look at to make sure that you don't aggravate your back and set it backwards once you've done all this hard work to improve it, is to make sure you're bending the right way. I'm going to briefly show you that how it works now. So when you're stood, I want you to push your bum backwards to bend forwards. Do not round your back like a banana, but push your bum backwards. And if you can do that by pushing your bum backwards, arching your lower back, you're going to protect the discs in the lowest part of your spine and stop yourself from continuing to aggravate your lower back over and over again. Because yes, the exercises are great to move it forwards, but you need to stop the thing that's pulling it backwards. And I have found that many people who bend the wrong way are always aggravating their back and setting it off and getting these back problems over and over again. So move the right way, which basically means bending the right way, and then do the exercises to keep pushing yourself forwards, and you've got a really great chance of your lower back starting to feel and function back to its best again.